How you doing, folks? Well, let's see if a new MAF sensor cures the performance issues I'm having with this Volkswagen T3 with the TDI engine in it. For those of you who haven't been playing along at home, the issues I've been having have been poor performance, high fuel consumption, difficult starting when cold. So I've gone through a series of different kind of diagnostic processes. If you have a look through some of my previous videos, you'll see them. But one of the things this led me to is a potential MAF sensor issue. So that's the mass airflow sensor issue. So I have bought a new mass airflow sensor. So we're going to see if that cures the issue. If not, next step on the cards really is to do a compression test. And if there's low compression, then it's a case of pulling the cylinder head and finding out why that is the case. And I am strongly leaning towards that actually being the case. But before I do all that, let's get that MAF sensor in and see if it sorts out the issue. A peculiar thing happened to me actually when I was just pulling into the shed here. There's a Volkswagen Passat outside broken down, and I had a look as I do, and there was a pool of oil underneath it. And it's a relatively new Volkswagen Passat TDI, and when I had a look under the bonnet, the oil filter had blown off, and so had the oil filter housing. So, not the oil filter housing, the oil water heat exchanger that actually goes onto the housing. So I'm not sure, to be honest with you, but the engine's scorching hot, so I couldn't really get in around it. I couldn't get underneath it because A, there's a belly pan, and B, there's a big pool of oil and I'm not climbing in underneath it, especially not on the side of the road. I had a quick glance, but yeah, whether or not the oil filter assembly went pop because of high pressure, or the engine threw a rod and took out a lump of the block that also took that out, I'm not really sure. The engine did start, but it sounded like a sack of hammers, so I quickly turned it off anyway. But hopefully she gets sorted out. I'll never know what the issue is, fortunately. But yeah, it was one of those puzzlers. Anyway, let's get stuck into this Volkswagen TDI engine. Hopefully I'll get this one sorted out. So the MAF sensor on this van is actually down here. So first things first, let's get the electrical connector off it. So that's step one, which is handy enough. Number two is we need to get the duct off. So that's a case of just pinching that with the pliers. And then number three is there's a couple of nuts and bolts that need to be taken off there and there, which will allow me to withdraw the whole MAF sensor and pop the new one in, and then hopefully we'll be good to go. MAF sensor with installed air filter. So let's take the air filter off that one and we'll put the new one in. This is actually a Pierberg one, and the one I bought is a spurious brand, so hopefully it's just as good, or should I say better, given the fact that this one potentially doesn't work. And here is the new unit, fresh out of the box. It says Durchfluss, which is German for flow apparently, so that's at least something to suggest that we might be in business, but who knows. Anyway, look, we'll pop this in. It doesn't have the brand on it, but aside from that, it looks pretty identical. Okay, so last thing to do is to put the electrical connector on. Make sure it's home fully, and it is. That's grand, and put our tools away, and we'll try and start it up and see how we get on. Okay, so let's have a look and see. You guys are at the back of the van and I'm here, so if it starts easily, that's definitely a good sign. Well, it started relatively easily. Now, as far as the noise is concerned, there's no exhaust on it, okay, because I have to bring it into a garage to get the exhausts replaced. They're going to do a whole new downpipe section out of stainless steel for me, so I'm going to do that. But yeah, anyway, look, we're up and running. Let's get out in the open road and see how it performs. All right, let's do this. If you go for a fly, by the way, it's because of the fact that I have it set up on a tripod. I forgot to bring my suction mount with me, so hopefully that won't happen. Unfortunately, the woman with the broken down Passat is still outside. I can't do anything for her. She's getting a lift with a relative. So, but let's see if we can do something with this Volkswagen diesel. I'll go up as far as the garage up the road. Ah yeah, you just pull out in front of me there, grand. Not a great deal of difference. None at all, really. Like, that's my foot flat to the floor and forward. Now it'll start moving now because I'm going down a hill. But no, hasn't done anything. That's annoying. I mean, it might be making a difference to the fuel consumption. At this point in time, I can't tell. It's certainly, well, it's not pumping out smoke either. But at this point in time, there's certainly no extra power. And in my mind, if it was going to be better on diesel, when I put my foot to the floor, it should have more power as well, you know, but yeah. It was worth a shot. As I said, the next step in the game now is to get the get a compression test done. We'll have a look after we've got the compression test done and see how we're looking then. If it's down on one cylinder, I have a funny feeling there is a valve not seating in this engine. Then that's that cylinder head off time. Ah, well, that's kind of annoying anyway, but sure, look, it was worth a punt. So yeah, we'll pick this up again, folks. Next step, as I said, compression test, find out what's going on, and if it fails the compression test, cylinder head off. If it doesn't fail the compression test, to be honest with you, I think I'm going to just call time on this and just accept it for what it is, a piece of shit. Oh, by the way, my last video, one of my viewers commented that he was disappointed that I didn't use any bad language in the video where I was installing the seat into the Beetle. Yeah, it's probably because everything went too well. So, yeah, there you go. This engine is a piece of shit.
And of course, the F word, Father. The bad F word. Worse than feck. You know the one I mean? Yes.
And I'm trying to unshitify it and failing. Ah well, as I said, it was worth a punt. So, yeah, it wasn't to be. So look, we'll pick this up again in another video. There's more to be done still. And yeah, I'll chat to you soon. Thanks for watching, folks. And please don't forget to like and subscribe, and there will be plenty more footage on this van and my other projects. This MGB that's been languishing in the corner of the shed for a little while. And I do want to get back to it, so because I really do love this car, to be honest with you. It's a bit of class. Chat to you soon.